So I've yet to hear an actual compelling argument why I should get married.
Do you want
So-
kids? I think kids is a big thing with
Sure,
marriage.
yeah. I want
So-
7 kids.
All right, if you want 7 kids, what's the last name for the children? The girlfriend or yours? And would it bother you, since she's the one carrying them, if she just said, well, I want them to have the same last name as me, and now you did not share the same last name as your children? I think that's a good reason to.
You can.
Why would that?
Hold on.
Why would that be a
Wait,
requirement
hold
of
on.
marriage?
I'll just rebut it myself. So, okay. First off, you don't need to be married in order for your children to take your last name.
But what about the girlfriend? Yeah.
What do
Then
you
she
mean?
gets excluded. Now she doesn't share the same last name as her own children.
What does that have to do with anything?
Why would the kids take your last name instead of your girlfriend?
So what's your argument here? If I don't marry
think-
her, she won't put.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if you don't marry, and
Okay,
this,
cool. Then you know what? We can go 50-50 on everything, and we
Hyphenated.
can, and she can protect us in the event of a home invasion. Fine, that's cool.
Yes, you can put the father's last name
Yeah,
on
you
the
don't-
birth
you
certificate,
don't need
even
to
if you're
be-
not married.
Yeah, you don't.
no,
need
I
to
know
be
that.
married.
I know
right,
that.
but that's not a
who
compelling.
gets to choose the last name is what I'm saying. I
Yeah,
know
so
you
if
can
you
choose.
if you were to say we're in a committed relationship and I want the children before we have them to have my last name, and you agree to it, why would that require marriage?
No, that's true. If you agree to it,
Doesn't
honestly,
require
it's-
marriage.
If you agree to it. That's
Yeah.
if you agree to it. But the thing is like what she's saying is
Hold on.
these questions
Wait,
wouldn't even
hold
happen
on.
if you were married.
Even if we're f***ing married, she can still say she
that's gonna
doesn't
be an
want my
automatic
name.
thing.
So that's a bullshit argument.
no,
it would be an
That's
automatic
a fucking
thing.
toaster brain argument.
No, but that
Even
is
if we're
true.
married, she can say, I want hyphenation. I want them to have my last name.
This is why it's important. I think if you are going to get married, that's why I don't think marriage is for everyone. But if you are going to get married, you should talk about these
But it's not a
things.
compelling argument.
It may not be for you, but I know if I had kids, it would really bother me if they didn't share the same last name as me. And I also don't believe in hyphenating names, so I took my husband's last name.
So if I'm pregnant
But
with
I
your
s-
child and
Okay.
you don't want to get married to me, I'm gonna just leave you and go to the next with your child in my
That's a
stomach.
major L for you.
But no,
That's a
it's like
major
I want
L.
to find someone that's gonna build a family with me.
She gonna get
and
married.
you're
Build a
not putting a
family.
ring on it.
That's not
You're
a
not putting a
major
ring
L.
on it like Beyonce said. So what's the point of me and you to being together? You're just leading me on. You're just giving
What
me a
are you
fantasy
talking about?
of a home. Like, oh, I'm playing wife and husband,
But when you don't
but
want
you're not trying to
when you guys
commit.
get in a fight, you guys break up. There's no okay,
There's
we're
nothing to
broken
keep-
up.
This is still not a
just
you've still
a
failed to
game.
make a compelling reason why I ought to
He
get
should
married.
Get married, which is like
Like, if you want your
This is all
woman
from
to stay with you,
the female
I don't know.
viewpoint. Me. I have not heard a compelling reason why I, as a man, should get married.
You said you want someone to
She
take
would
care of you
for life.
I
when
never
you're
said
old.
that. I literally never even
What?
said
Take
that.
care of you for
I don't know
life.
what
I
you
didn't
said. You
say
said,
that. That
"Oh,
wasn't my
who's going
argument.
to take care of you?" You're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
my
that was
monogamous
a question.
girlfriend or
That
something
was a
like
question
that."
posed to me by somebody else. I never said that. In fact, I'll even engage with that. I don't need marriage to have that. What's your next point?
I have one point that I feel like if you can debunk it if you like, but if you like love someone, like you truly love them to the bottom of your heart, and you
Yeah.
want to be with them for the rest of your life, why do you not want to marry her?
Why doesn't she, if she really loves me, not want to do some bullshit government thing which involves the state in
But
our
it doesn't
relationship?
it doesn't have to be government. It could be something sacred, like going to a temple or just going to Hawaii and having some.
that's why the
person-
example
Yeah,
is
but
non-religious.
I feel like relationship is regardless sacred
Yeah.
too.
It's
What is
like
a
a-
Goldie
Yeah, that's why the example is non-religious. So,
What's
so what he's
Goldie
saying is
Hawn and
non-religious
Kurt Russell?
marriage.
Who
So
have been
yes, we
together for like 20 years?
he's granting.
Then
in
yeah,
this
he's
case,
right. Yeah, if it's non-religious, then it doesn't matter.
Sure, that's a
matter.
great reason to do it. But if you're not religious,
Religious, then yeah,
what
it
would the
doesn't matter.
actual compelling argument be?
There's none.
It's
There's none.
literally for tax benefits.
Yeah, no, so he's right. Yeah, you don't have to get married if
And
you
a
don't
pretty
have
ring.
that spiritual faith that this is something
God,
important.
it's
So if there is no religious or spiritual backing to the marriage, then he is absolutely right. Men shouldn't get married if they don't have that spiritual.
It's not even just men; it's
religious
men or
faith.
women. Like
Men or women,
like
yes.
I was saying, I don't know who.
Well,
who's-
hold on. If the man's the breadwinner, women have absolutely everything to gain by getting married.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you want the
But vice
protection
versa
and
as well.
provider,
Celebrity
Men are
women like
typ-
Cher.
Men are overwhelmingly breadwinners in relationships.
I mean, I'm all for the gender roles.
Not in what? Sorry, not in
when
what?
it comes
Not
to
in
that.
this generation. There's
Not
more.
this.
Well, that's because women are a lot more masculine, and feminism has fucked that up. So that's a whole different story. Like when I get married, the reason why, like you were saying, the age thing, I don't want to settle. I'd rather be single and be happy than settle for something I don't want. I want a true protector and provider because I will play my role as the wife, to be the peace, to be the nurturer, to take care of the home, take care of the kids. And if I can't have that, then I don't want that. Like same thing with that goes.
But
I don't need to. The society's not going to put a thing on me that you need to be married, you need to have kids. No, I don't need to do any of that. If it's with the right person and I get everything that I want, 100%, I will be all for it. If not, I'm happy taking care of myself, providing for myself. If you're not adding value to it, if you're not a protector and provider, then I'm going to continue to protect and provide for myself. Why do I need a man? A man has a true.
because I was saying marriage should be like holy and sacred. Like that has to do with non-religious, or that has to do with religious or a spiritual belief of something higher. But he was saying, no, I'm talking about as in just non-religious, nothing to do with spirituality, just a woman and a man. I don't want to get married. Do you believe that he is like accurate in that standpoint, like of him saying that there's no reason for women and men to get married?
I mean,
if there's no religious or spiritual reason.
Really,
Foundation.
as far as when it comes to financial benefits, there really isn't any for the man to do that because
bunch
as
of
a man,
risk.
they're the protector and the providers, right? So they have to take care of the whole family. So it's like really there isn't a benefit. Yes, have someone to take care of you, be your peace, be your nurturer. You can have all those with the relationship. I think the security of the marriage comes in that, hey, we are taking a vow. Yes, relationships you can recommit to yourself. Like I was saying, what is it, Goldie Hawn? Is it Kurt Russell? They've been together for 20 years. They've never gotten married. They just choose to be together every year, and you can have that too. So I feel like I don't know. With me, I just don't believe in divorces. So for me, if I'm gonna get married, it's all in. I want everything I have, and we're gonna put in the work. So if not, then I'm not really in a rush or thing about marriage either.
Right,
to be
but
honest
I mean,
with you.
so with that whole thing though, women reserve the right at any moment to change their minds. So let me
Look at
ask you
men.
guys a question. Do you think a divorce would be justified if the woman was just vaguely unhappy? So the guy treats her well, provides for the wife and the kids, isn't abusive in any way. Maybe he's just boring. She's unhappy. She's just vaguely unhappy. He's not abusive. He actually treats her perfectly, but she's vaguely unhappy. Is that enough justification for her to get a divorce?
No,
no.
change perspective.
Okay, that's plenty of. Very often, that's precisely the reason for women wanting to get the divorce. There's no evidence of any whatsoever. The woman is just vaguely unhappy
Well, see,
and needs to find herself.
Yeah, but see, I feel like it's the same thing. Men can change their minds as well. Like in the relationship that he was the one that kept changing his mind and coming back. It's like making the permanent decisions on temporary emotions. And it's like you can't do that. Anyone can change their mind at any time. But it's. I think the marriage is more of the security where you can walk away from the marriage a lot. At any time as well, but there's a lot more to lose, so you're more committed into working it out as opposed to a relationship. Because if you walk away from a relationship, you're not really losing much. You are, obviously,
So it gives
depending.
the woman or the
Both.
breadwinner, it gives the woman massive leverage to basically bully the man around in the relationship.
Yeah, but
No,
I mean,
not
if that's
necessarily.
not...
Yes, necessarily.
well, if you have children, like to stay together, like and to raise the kids together and make a happy home, even if you necessarily aren't happy, that takes a lot of strength and courage. And to grow old together, like you guys are old and taking care of one another, I don't necessarily think that old people love each other like the first day they got married. Like love changes over time. It's like the maturity, having that maturity and courage to stay and build that family because we're a family and we don't want to break
Why
the
do I
family.
need a marriage for that?
Because it's strength.
But
It
who
strengthens
hurt
the
you,
family.
Brian?
I truly
How
believe
does
that
it-
strengthens
yeah.
the family.
Did we just hear the
We
who
heard
hurt
a
you
hurt.
shit?
I was
Did
kidding.
I just hear the who hurt you shit? Who hurt you, Brian? Did you really
hurt
just say
you,
who
Ryan?
hurt
Damn
you?
it.
Who hurt me? Well, by the way, Killa of Cereal, can you shoot me a DM on Instagram? Because I didn't want to. I know you sent in a TTS. Don't want to skip over it. Perhaps could you provide a bit more clarification? Feel free to DM at whatever on Instagram. I'll be on the lookout for it. I don't know if we've DM'd before. Just bump up our messages, but I don't want to just skip over it. So if you can provide, is this directed at somebody specific, Killa? Anyways, I still yeah, just don't.
I
I
agree
think
with you.
you
I think
should
you're
not
right.
get married. Like, if that's not what you want for yourself, then you should
Yeah.
get everything that you do want for yourself. Like, we should not convince you. Like, you should
I just
want
don't
to
think
convince
I
someone.
just
else
don't think
that.
you will truly be happy with your life if you don't get married.
Why?
No.
Yeah, I-
Why?
Tell me
Because I
what-
feel like it's
okay,
a part of
hold on.
happiness.
Tell me.
No,
Okay,
that-
here's
I-
a
that's
different
false.
question.
That's for sure
Hold
false.
on. Here's a different question. What do I get in a marriage that I can't get from a long-term monogamous relationship?
The security
Tax
and
write-offs.
commitment.
What security? I would actually.
Security.
I
What does
actually
security
think,
mean in a marriage? Like,
no, but
what's that?
I could just make the argument. I can make the argument that simply by virtue of me getting married, I've now introduced an incentive to the woman. Let's say unless a woman's making a lot of money, I'm probably going to be out earning her significantly. So by marrying her, I've now introduced an incentive where if she does divorce me, and we've been married for a long enough period of time, she gets a financial payment for divorcing me. Whereas if she breaks up with me and we're in a relationship, then she actually has a loss on her end.
So are you
So-
scared of relationships?
Not scared of
or
relationships at all.
losing?
He's
Are you
scared of
scared
the
of losing,
financial
or are you
loss.
scared of
The
divorce?
financial
Like,
loss.
are
I
you
agree
scared
with
of
that.
losing
He's right,
something
that
or
guy.
divorce?
He's right. It's just a more honorable thing. Like I said, that was my main point, was being a real man. That was my first
Honorable.
point.
It's more honorable.
It's
Okay,
to-
it's like this.
honorable,
I don't
yes,
know
it's
how
honorable.
your
You took your commitment to the
relationships.
highest level.
I don't know how your
Hang on,
relationships
guys, one at a
work.
time, one at a time. Hang on.
I don't know how your relationships work. Like, if you're dating someone, does she move in with you? Does she live with you? I don't even know.
Sure.
But in a marriage, if you're dating someone, they shouldn't just automatically move in with you and live with you 24/7. I feel like that's just too fast. But when you're married, you take that step. Like, okay, let's live together and let's build a family. Let's have kids.
Yep.
I'll cook for you breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or
Oh, I
whatever.
can get all of that
I'm
without
sure you
marriage.
can without
I can
marriage,
get
but
all
it's
of it
not.
without marriage.
I wouldn't say that's
not real
fulfilling.
enough.
It's not.
It just-
It's
Doesn't-
not.
There's no feeling.
It's just
Well,
not
you
the
know-
same.
It's not the
Like,
highest you could go. Let's say there's a mountain, right? And everyone knows the mountain is the height, the point of the mountain, the tip of the mountain is the highest point. Everybody knows marriage is the highest form of commitment. Am I wrong? Is
In a
marriage,
relationship.
yes or no, is marriage the
I
highest
could actually
form
think
of commitment?
I could think of higher forms of
What is
commitment.
From a
What is
secular
it?
perspective, no.
I'm sorry?
He said from a secular perspective, no.
So what is the highest form of commitment in a secular perspective?
It would just be whatever two human beings agreed it was.
Yeah.
No.
So if you said, oh, okay, well, can I get my answer out before you spurg again? So anyway, yes, if two secularists agreed that they were committed to each other and that they were the highest form they could ever be, how could you ever demonstrate that they weren't?
Because I just don't truly believe that you will feel secure
Just
with
as
your
boring.
man.
There's no
She will feel secure.
Because
Yeah, I
you
don't
feel,
think she would
oh,
feel-
your argument is because I
don't
feel,
think
oh, I
that.
feel like you're wrong. Oh, well, so then as long as we just feel, then I guess it's okay, right?